But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Candy Shop. I am Candace.
I'm Hannah.
And this is Mimosa Monday. So we are going to get into it. What are you drinking tonight?
So I did not realize I didn't have champagne, so I have a blueberry margarita.
Ooh, that looks good. I'm drinking a mimosa. I meant to make it in front of the screen. I didn't know I had champagne until like literally 2 minutes ago. Yes. But let me take care of some of this housekeeping and acknowledge everybody. So, hey, Chi-Town Naja Girl. She says, welcome everybody to Mimosa Monday with the Candy Shop and guest co-host Chef Hannah. Please sit back with your drink and treats and enjoy tonight's topic. And hey, Universal Tea with Marie, good to see you. Hey, Sharon F, good to see you. Yes, I knew what you meant, Universal Tea. Hey, NQ, good to see you. Thank you for dropping the candies in the chat. Make sure you drop the chefs in the chat for Hannah as well. Hey, Shantae.
Hey.
Oh, Coca-Cola tonight, no wine. University with Marie, she jams on her channel. I love it. I be in the bushes a lot of times, but she jams. Especially she does like a Friday, like ladies' night type of show.
Okay.
And so towards the end, she plays a lot of music, and I love it. Hey Renee, good to see you. And hey, Crystal Rose, good to see you as well. So let's get into these topics with the with love and marriage Huntsville. So it's been a lot going on, especially behind the scenes. Make sure you check my show out tomorrow where I'm talking about Miss Ariane again and her channel that has no videos. So
here you go.
Yes, we'll get into that. Thank you, Neat Q. And University said no wine tonight. Okay. Well, the show starts off with Tiffany talking with, I believe, Mel, and they're talking about the pajama party, which we all know was very dry. But the only thing that actually occurred was Tiffany talking with Kimmy, and then Stormy interrupting them, and she didn't understand the shade from Stormy. What did you think about this conversation? Because Tiffany dropped a lot of tea. She talked about how she basically ended her marriage with her soulmate because she wanted money and she was being selfish. Yeah.
I don't know how Lou gonna take that on a reunion because she basically said that Lou is not her soulmate. He just has money, to put it in layman's terms. And she left would make no sense to me. You really had, I understand though, because you do need it all. I ain't gonna lie, you do need money to survive. However, you had a man who loved you unconditionally, who you knew loves you, who you loved back in return. And the only reason you left was for money that Lou had. I don't know if I would really feel some type of way if my spouse told me, if I heard that, if I heard the playback, I would be at home like, well, damn. So you with me for money at this point.
Right. And hey, cocktails with Lovable Lee. So going to Tiffany's husband, Crystal says she wanted to know what happened to him. So that part got me because I guess he died after the divorce. But yes, if I was Lewis, I would be feeling some type of way. Now, the word on the street was her and Lewis were cheating with each other, and they got divorced to be with each other. So the situation is weird. I do commend her for being honest about it, I guess you could say, to some extent, because we don't know all of everything. I agree with and that's another thing. She did say she was like, I thought she said she was 34, somewhere in her early 30s.
She is not 31.
She said she was 34 or
she
I thought she was like 40. But I agree with Shantae.
None of them look younger than us. There's no way we older than that crew.
I know. Shantae, well, Melody is younger than Melody is your age, I believe. So she's younger.
No, Melody, I think is like 32.
No, she's older than 32.
Okay.
But I agree with Shantae. Tiffany is lying. She acting transparent. Yeah. That's why I felt like she was being honest to some extent, because we know what's been said about their marriage, and
Mhm.
I think the whole thing was just for the cameras. She knows that basically people felt some way about how she came on the show originally, and she tried to act like she was so transparent, and or no, she tried to act, she wanted everybody else to be transparent
Mhm.
while her and Lewis gave marital advice. So,
I'll say this one thing though, real quick though. I do think she might not have said it all because at the end of the day, she has kids, and I wouldn't want my kids to know I'm out here having an affair either.
right.
Because this show is live, and you and I know we had an affair. That's not their business. Like I feel like me personally, if I knew that my kids and this show could be played, the internet is going to be around. I probably wouldn't say that on national TV just for the sake of my children.
Right. And hey, Shanna, good to see you. Um, so I was confused. So was her, it sounds like her first husband, well, maybe he was the child's father of her first child, but she said he loved me and my child unconditionally, as if he wasn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't think
I
of
was
that,
I was
girl.
confused.
Oh wow, she need to tell the truth at this point.
And what's wrong with her sweet potato pie?
You know
That's
what? Not the pie.
and she does look, she
She look Kimmy
yeah,
age.
yeah, she probably aged quickly because, for one, because I think she's only, no offense to people of the other persuasion, but she's only half black. So that could play a
Oh.
part, and she does appear to have had a hard life. Hey Lamar, good to see you, the real estate
Hey
insider.
Lamar.
So that conversation I definitely thought was interesting, because oh shoot, Shante said, how can you fact check if the ex-husband died? I'm just saying.
That part, I need to know that too.
Yeah.
Cause for all we know, he alive and kicking.
Yeah, and Chris talking about, I'll take Tiffany confessional for choosing Lewis Alex to merch. Right.
I don't
So,
think Lewis is no catch, but I'm gonna just shut up.
well, he's supposed to have a business, like a gym.
Nothing about Lewis dreams. Oh, this is a catch. It's like, okay.
Yes. They also talked about the whole book signing thing, and her not being there for Martell or whatever. And, Tiffany was like, well, there's three sides to every story and all this other bull. And Melanie was like, well, my side is the truth. so,
Anyway, I disagree with that part.
so I have some thoughts on that. I'm going to read Cocktail's comment, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So, Cocktail said, I'm like Melanie, she's been honest about it. Most women do not be honest. So with the whole book signing thing, at first I felt bad for Martell, but then I really had to look at the situation. So from what I saw off the show, Melody has set up where she's not even supposed to film with him. And so for him to book the book signing during the show, to also book it on a time when he does not have the kids, and to book it when he knows he's not supposed to be filming with her, that, to me, that's straight manipulation. I felt bad for him at first, but then again, I always thought, like, why couldn't he book the book signing on the week that he had the kids? Like, why book it during the time when they have a custody agreement, and their divorce is fresh? And so I'll say this: with any divorce and any custody agreement, I want to do it based off of the terms. You're not going to manipulate me like you did in our marriage to make me move when you say move. So that's why I don't have any more sympathy for him. Now Melody might have been shady, like, no, I don't got to take this call because this is my week. But I am 100% like, they need to follow a custody agreement. He cannot get mad at her for not having those kids there when he booked it on the week that she was supposed to have the kids anyway.
I disagree.
I know.
It's just shocking because we used to be on the same page. So I'll say this because I have actually a non-court custody agreement with my ex-husband for our kids. However, certain times, like we just agreed we're going to split up certain things. If he has something, it's just an agreement. But me, I feel like I'm only going to say this because I disagree. Because when Tiffany said, well, he invited the kids, she was like, Mel knowing she had this agreement in place. Her first thing out of her mouth was, well, he didn't invite me. First of all, he didn't have to invite you. And I feel like she felt some type of way for not being invited. I feel like he was trying to respect the part of the agreement and just inviting the kids. And I also will say this, two things. One, that was not just Martell book signing, that was the kids' books. So for me personally, as a mom, if my kids are doing something, I would. And also, because when I was trying to meet with people about my cookbook, I couldn't book my own times. They had certain times. So it's not 100% that he booked that time. Sometimes you have to work with the people who's booking it for you. And it was a lot of dates I didn't agree with, and the reason a lot of stuff going on now. But however, I don't think he personally booked that time. Just like the publicist when he was meeting later, she was telling him certain things he did and did not do. I don't think he personally tried to be offensive, even though I don't like Marcel at all. So I'm not taking his side. I'm just trying to look at it as, I think for that point, me personally, I would have dropped my kids off, let them do what they had to do as far as the book signing, let other kids see, oh, y'all young authors, y'all can do this. And I would have took my kids, I would have rolled out, we would have went to visit my mom. But I mean, I'm not in their situation. But her first word saying he didn't invite me, I feel like she's still hurt just because he didn't invite her. She would have said no, but personally, I feel like she just wanted to have the invite.
I respectfully disagree. I feel like he tried it. Like what Nikki said, he definitely tried it. They're not filming together. And I also agree with Crystal. He can't set up a meeting without confirmation. So did he tell them like, hey, this is the weekend that I don't have my kids. So can we see if we can do it another time? Now somebody has mentioned that it was an event and a vendor. But I'll say this from me, and both of our opinions are based off of our own personal experience.
Yeah.
So there is no right or wrong answer. So from my personal experience in dealing with somebody that's manipulative, I'm not going to call him a narcissist because I'm not a psychologist, but from dealing with someone that had the personality like Martell that wanted to control the situation in that time, had I been male, he would not have saw the kids either. Now, I will say this, I would have been decent enough to let him know, no, the kids will not be there. I would have saw that. To me, the event is important. But before the event, I definitely would have let him know that, no, I'm not bringing the kids. But what I didn't agree with her was it appears that she didn't even like respond to him. She just ignored him.
Oh, she didn't?
Yes.
Oh, I must have missed that. I didn't know she never even acknowledged it or anything.
She didn't acknowledge. Niku said, well, he told Melanika to make sure future dates were on his weekends. Thank you. That's smart of him to say that. And shout out to my cousin, contrary to most media. Make sure you guys watch him. You agree? Who do you agree with? Contrary. Because I don't know. But yeah, I really feel like as adults, and if we're gonna co-parent, we both need to be respectful of what's put in place custody wise. And so that's just me. Point blank period. I hate that it has to be black and white, but these are both of our children. We're not married anymore. So I don't have to say that your event is just so important that I need to break my weekend for what you have going on. So that's my thought process.
I feel you.
And that's just from personal experience, but I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. They handled it the way that they did. Hopefully they can. Well, I like the fact that Martell is saying that the events will be booked now on the weekends that he have the kids.
I respect it.
I respected Melanika for that. Going to that conversation with him and Melanika. The only thing that I found that was interesting in that conversation was when he was talking about the event that he was going to have, and she said, "Are any linebackers welcome?"
Yo.
Yes. Cocktail said, I can definitely say Melanie was dead wrong for the okay. She could at least came for like an hour with the children signed to theirs first book because he wrote this book with his children. Cocktails, I'm still disagreeing with you. I'm still disagreeing.
But he wrote it with the kids. I could see if he did it just by himself, but I will personally be if I know if my kids look back and they see other kids reading their book and they not there, I I don't think she even asked the kids. I would have asked because I ain't gonna lie. I'll be honest. Even though we have our agreement, I do consult with the kids. Like, this holiday you're gonna spend with your dad. What you want to do? I would at least have the courtesy to ask the kids, like, is your dad book signing? Do y'all want to go? And then we go to grandma's. I don't even think she did that. I just feel like I would feel some type of way if I look back and other kids is reading my book and then I'm not.
Yes, and I want to say hey to Connie
Hey,
B,
Patty.
my other good sis. Make sure you check our review out. On Saturday we review Love, Young, Famous, and African. Make sure
Oh,
y'all
is
check
that
out the
good?
show. Yes, the show is
I
good.
gotta watch your review.
Check out our review. The first 3 episodes were on my channel. The second part or the last 4 episodes were on Cotty's. So make sure you check out both shows.
I'm gonna
Um,
watch it.
Renee said the only thing I fault Mel for is not responding to Martell. It would have been nice if she allowed the kids to go, but she didn't have to. It was her weekend. I
I agree with
100%
that.
agree with that. Nikki said, yeah, I disagree as well. Mel is over him and his antics. I have zero policy for BS. Be an adult and schedule things on your weekend. Thank you. That's all I'm saying with that, because if we know these events are important and these kids are involved, I'm going to make sure that the stuff is scheduled at a time where I have them, where I'm not having to go against what we have put in place, seeing that we're not on the best terms anyway. I wouldn't chance it. I wouldn't gamble it. And to add injury to insult, they're not even supposed to be filming together. So that's another thing. I just really feel like he was playing in her face and he tried it. I really
I
feel
think
that
so.
way. I
This is
really
the first
feel
time I'm on his side. The only time I'm on his side.
Martell is not innocent. Like, both of them had parts in it. And so I feel like Mel should have responded to him, been an adult, and responded to him and said these kids was not coming. And Martell should have been an adult and scheduled it on a weekend that they could have been available. If they could not be available, then hell, he should have had Marceau's kids up there reading for him something.
He
Like,
could have did that.
so
Also, though, he did say their court documents stated that special events the kids can be able to come to. Because what if it's his weekend and Mel got something? Now I guarantee you, if it was his weekend and Mel playing something, she gonna raise hell.
this so special event, we have to consider now, if we're going to take it legal, we have to consider what's a special event. He had that event. Mel had a funeral where a family member passed away, so she can say, I wanted my children to be around my family because of what everything that we had going on. So the thing is though, they have to have that conversation to determine what's more important, and that was not had. So I feel like both are
I
wrong.
agree. I agree with you.
Because let's say this, had they have been married, Martell would have rescheduled that event and went to the funeral with Melody. We know
I
that.
agree with that.
So,
I agree with that, but
so
I'm single. I do what I want. I agree with you though. You're right. That conversation should have been had. And Melanie being a businesswoman, I feel like I know you hurt and bitter, but sometimes you gotta take your bitterness out for a point and for just a point when it comes to the kids. And even though I don't Tiffany rubs me the wrong way, I don't know why.
mhm.
She made a point. She said you can't think about, you can't bring your feelings into that when it comes to the kids, which is true. Because I don't think Melanie's thinking as a parent, or she's not looking at even Martell. I don't like him at all. At all. I feel like far as him being the parent part of him is different than the husband part of him.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was married to that type, the controlling and all that. But I couldn't take away the parenting part because it was separate altogether. And I'm not gonna lie, it took me some months to realize, like, all right, the parent part and the husband part are two different parts once the divorce settled. So I think once Melanie separates the two instead of grouping it together, because I would have just called his mom, drop the kids off. I'm not seeing him.
So can we say they both need to separate it, because Martell is petty? I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna
they be
lie.
separate. Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
they both need to separate it. To me, Mel is going based out. It was her weekend. Like, I could see if it was his weekend and she didn't bring the kids there because it was a funeral, but it was her weekend, that was what was agreed upon. But Cotty, Cotty has me cracking up. I do feel like they both are lying.
I
Mel
agree
was
with that.
Mel was petty and not having that conversation, but I'm still more on Mel's side than I am Martell. I know Hannah's on Martell's side more than Mel's.
I ain't on his side. I'm on the kid's side. I don't F with her or him in this agreement. I'm just worried about the kids not being at their own book signing. That's big for a child. I don't care about Mel. I don't care about Martell. I don't care about neither one of them. I just care about the kids. I ain't on neither one of them sides.
She says she's side eyeing them both. We're gonna put this conversation to rest with this book signing because I talked about it last week and we done wore it into the ground today, dug it into the ground, whatever they say. Let's go to Marceau, Maurice, and Lewis at the bar talking about the marriage aspect. This was another big thing that I wanted to talk about because, ooh, we as you see, well, on these here YouTube streets, there are people in these streets that speak on people's marriages and they don't even know them. At least on this show, Lewis, they're acquaintances, but I do not agree with people, especially in that capacity, trying to give advice on someone else's marriage. What were your thoughts on that whole conversation? Lewis, remember last episode, Lewis said, "Oh, we know Marceau. We knew them before." And then when he got in front of Marceau, he was like, well, didn't I know you?" Marceau was like, I didn't know you. We couldn't basically break bread together. You just you knew me by name. That was probably it, or whatever Marceau said. And Lewis was like, "True, true." So come to find out, they were just, I don't even know if they were acquaintances. They knew of each other. That was really all that it was. They didn't know each other for real. And so Lewis and Tiffany definitely, to me, looked very judgmental, talking about Marceau and Tisha's relationships. They look like fans like me, sitting here watching the show, giving their opinion, but they're on. Cotty said, "Marceau's son Lewis." I was
He did.
Hey, Cheryl, Liberian Cayenne Pepper. I love saying her name. Good to see you. Crystal Ross said they came in wrong, so they have to redeem themselves. I 100% agree.
I don't agree. I can't stand them.
Yeah, well, they have to redeem themselves because they want.
They can get off the show for all I care. Because why y'all here?
Yeah, they 100% came in wrong because they wanted everybody to be transparent but themselves. And then they had all this advice. They had only been married, I think, 11 months at the time, but was so vocal on other people's marriages. That's what kind of got me. So what did you think of the conversation though? Because I feel like I've been running my mouth.
Woo! Well, I'm gonna say a couple pieces on this one. One, I agree with Marceau. First of all, you have no right to speak on my marriage at all. I'm gonna say this. He says, "I don't know you that much." I don't care if I do know you that much. You still don't have no right. I don't feel like my parents would have a right to speak on my marriage. I literally had an aunt who I uninvited to our wedding because she had the audacity to say, "Oh, this is the second marriage for both of y'all. Why are y'all even having a wedding?" I said, "You have 5 kids and 5 baby dads, and you've never had a wedding at all. So why are you judging me?" So I invited her, and she's not talking to me. I don't care. But anyway, it's people like that love to judge your life that has never been married. Y'all in 11 months probably cheated to get into the marriage. Feel like the way Tiffany was talking, if her late husband did not die, she probably would have went back and not married you. Let's be clear. Money and all. I feel like if he got another job or something and got more money, she might not be with you. Let's start there. And I also feel like, Lewis, you don't know him. Your wife worked with him. I had colleagues that saw me out. I was like, "You know me? I know you from the building. I don't know you though. Like we just happen to work in the same building in a big corporation, but I don't personally know you. I saw you in passing." And I feel like he saw Marceau in passing. He knows him from the show because it's been on, what's the season 4? Mm-hmm. But I don't personally know you. Like, oh, your name. You're like, yeah, your name. You know my name, but you don't know me. So I personally feel like no one, mother, father, sister, brother, friend, acquaintance, has any right to speak on anyone's marriage. Even if you are married, you don't know what my marriage is. So for you to open your mouth, I just feel like some subjects you shouldn't touch. I mean, you can vent to each other, like, I'm feeling some type of way, but they both need to shut up. And I want them both off the show. I don't like her, Stormy, Lou, none of them. Melanie can go too for all I care, and Martell. That's
No,
my.
I don't want Melody to go because I feel like Melody and Martell are the show.
They are,
They
but
started
Melanie should go.
they started it, but Cotty said Lewis needs to keep that same energy in front of Marceau as he had behind his back. Exactly. Sharon said, I don't think they add anything to the show. And Cotty thinks Tiffany is a gold digger out of her own mouth. Right.
Ooh, yeah.
She said she was young and she had to grow, and she's thankful for it's made her who she is today. And
If she 31, how much younger was she?
I be shouting and I have a mic now. I'm trying not to shout.
I was wondering what that was. Okay, Mike.
My mic. But Cardi B says she likes Stormy. I don't know how I feel about Stormy. Stormy is giving me team too much. I want to like her because she's male friend, but she's doing the most, and she reminds me. I don't know. I work with a girl now at my new job that reminds me of Stormy, and she's team too much. So
Already?
yes, and so I wanted to like Stormy, but um she just reminds me of the women down here because I am down south. She reminds me of the women down here that are very messy. They like to be the center of attention, and they like to keep bullshit going. And that's the way she seems. That's the way she seems. Let me get to some of these comments. So Nikki said that's why they look so awkward. She's only there for money. Yeah, all the new people can bounce except for Destiny. Yeah, I like Destiny.
I like Destiny.
I like Destiny. Stormy is team too much. She just got there. Right. Cocktails with Lovably said, I am on Lewis' side. I believe Marcel and Tish were talking about it in front of him and Tiffany. So Tiffany and Lewis comment about it, and that's all he will make. No judgment about his marriage. Yeah, we'll never know.
But they talked about their marriage on the green screen. That was not in front of them.
Because Tiffany and Lewis to me come off like they were fans of the show, and so they watched the previous seasons and then came on and gave their opinion about them versus actually being on the show and getting to know them. That's the way they seem to me.
They was fans like us.
And Connie gonna say I like how she zoned out on the convo with Tiffany. I thought that was so rude. So childish. Like, if you're there to have a conversation with me, have the conversation. I was a little bit on Tiffany's side in that conversation. Like, we're grown adults. If I'm saying something that you don't agree with, just say that. Sharon said, I said last week, seems like the show has gotten away from its original concept. It's becoming messy. Yes, it is definitely messy. The original concept with the comeback group and all of that, I really liked. I wanted to see a show with Black successful couples in the real estate game, because real estate is something that I've wanted to do. And it just seems like they've gotten away from that. My degree is in sales and marketing. I wanted to go that route. My best friend, he's not a real estate agent either, but he has a real estate channel. Which is good. So we like real estate. We like seeing generational wealth. We like seeing Black people that are affluent and building up a small town into something for us. Huntsville, from long ago when I went to Tuskegee University, I've always heard about Huntsville, and it was booming for African Americans. So for them to, I'm not gonna say make a mockery, because like I will always say, they don't represent me, but for them to focus on the messiness versus the business and what they originally presented the show as is what gets on my nerves. So I blame Carlos King. Carlos King and Todd brought the bullshit again. It was a scheme. They brought it again, but no, I 100% agree with Sharon. And hey, Marva CB, good to see you. Cotty said, I've done that before. Been bored out of my mind with folks and tune them out. Time to get on my phone as long as Tiffany talking. Oh, no.
You know what, Cotty?
Mm-hmm. So
Wait,
what?
did you refill?
Yes.
Oh,
What?
I was like, now wait a minute, that glass was not that full.
So what were some other scenes that you wanted to talk about, or did you want to? Should I drop the link and have some people come
Um,
up?
so I'll say this. Part of me did feel a little bad for Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
I did respect the fact that she said her little background with her family because I didn't know that. And even though I don't like Stormy because she's annoying to me, I feel like they were very transparent. I'm trying to move on to Tisha and her cousin
Yes. Oh, that's what I forgot about them.
because
The show, the show was titled "Kiki, Do You Love Me?" So
I'm gonna say this. I'm speaking from experience. I have a cousin who, when I say we were so close, like really close, like people literally thought growing up we were sisters. That's how close we were, and we were the same complexion, same style of dress. You would have thought we were sisters. We had a falling out because I told her that her fiance at the time was cheating. She didn't talk to me for 2 years. During that time, she didn't talk to me. He had two babies. She
oh,
came back to talk to me, and she said during that time she heard I was talking about her. Mind you, my other cousin who finally moved down here recently told her, like, during that fallout, I honestly never said anything about what happened, why we fell out.
mm-hmm.
But she was going on here, so we talked about it. It was over. We squashed it. I said, it's fine. I forgive you. She was running her mouth about me, being disrespectful. I didn't care. I did care, but I let it go. I forgave her. To this point, we not the same, but I'm not going to talk about her in a different space. I feel like when, what's her name, Kiki? When
Yeah.
she forgave Tisha for talking about her, whatever Tisha said, Tisha didn't have to call her and tell her, I said this about you. I said that. She didn't have to tell her that. If you could forgive me in 2012, why are you talking trash about me in 2021? I feel
Right.
like if you forgive somebody for something, then you forgave them, but you're still mad about something from years ago. And Tisha she could have been vindictive and said it on this episode, but she didn't. And Tisha gets on my nerves a lot. She didn't bring it up. But she like, you bring it up. So because you mad at me from something years ago, you gonna tell my business in these streets to these people?
Yeah.
And I feel like Mel, when he invited her to get drama,
To
like
be
Mel had
messy.
no reason to have her there.
To be messy. I absolutely 100% agree with you. I felt like Kiki was being very messy, and I think we said this a couple of reviews back that if she was gonna go, she should have been just collecting the notes on what they were saying about Tisha and bringing it to Tisha, not putting her business out there. And then she claims Tisha apologized to her. All was forgiven. I didn't know anything about this cousin. I'm gonna look up some stuff because I will send some stuff on Instagram about her because of what's going on the show.
Ooh,
So
what you
I'm gonna
fucking?
I'll be talking about it tomorrow.
Ooh, I gotta watch. I gotta watch.
But this cousin though, apparently Tisha and Marceau talked about her in front of Melody and Martell, and she didn't get over it. She was on a mission, and I don't know why she didn't see that Melody was just trying to be messy. Why not? If you're gonna have my cousin there, invite me, because let me tell you this: if anybody invite me to a place and they're friends with my cousin, but they don't want my cousin there, best believe I'm going hair tied, earrings off, and what's up?
Or I'm not coming.
Yes, I'm not
But if I'm coming, it ain't gonna be pajamas. It's gonna be jeans and Timbs. No, I'm sorry,
coming.
sweatpants and Timbs.
Mm-hmm. Cotty said, I will hold a grudge for life if I deem it necessary, but I'm also not accepting any apologies if it's not genuine. So we don't know
I
the
think it was
relationships.
genuine.
I feel like Tisha was genuine because Tisha was taken aback by all of this that went on. Kiki should not have been at this party with Melody. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with my family. Point blank. Excuse me for my language. I know I
I
know
feel you though.
but
I feel
that's
you.
and that's all the way 100. And so I'm side eyeing you, and I'm with Tisha. Maybe we need to end it here. Maybe this is how it
Or
ends.
I would have called her on the phone, cuz
Yeah,
they up here talking trash about you.
yeah. So Cotty says she knows the tea about Kiki, right?
Ooh, I need to know the tea.
Yes. So Cocktail says Stormy is dehydrated.
Theory. First of all, side note, why do these random people, no offense, because I'm not on the show, well, why do they got green screen? I don't need to see Stormy, Tisha Cousin on the green screen. Put your little 5 seconds of fame out there. I don't need you on the green screen. But why are we seeing you? And also, Tisha Cousin, usually the green screen you come with a certain look. Sis was just up there.
Well, she looks good on her IG page on
Oh,
this
she could have
show.
run that to the camera.
I had to check back to see, is this the same person? So
I'm not gonna look good
okay.
on IG and not look good on camera.
Yes. And let me go to Cheryl's comment. She said, even if my cousin and I wasn't talking, I still stand up for her and put them in their place.
Thank you.
Thank you. Exactly.
Thank
Because
you.
Tisha gonna say, I guess blood ain't thicker than mud. I've never heard that saying. It's thicker than
I
water.
heard blood ain't thicker than water, but not thicker than blood.
But
But
no,
I'm telling you right now, you talk about my cousin, any part of my family, I don't care if I'm not talking to you. My aunt, who I'm not talking to right now, if I saw somebody disrespecting her, I'm not gonna allow it being the person that I am. You could be mad at me all you want, but if you have respect for me, you're not gonna let nobody talk about me. I wouldn't join in on the conversation. I'm putting you in your place, and if it get irate, I'm punching you in your mouth. Point blank
yeah.
again.
I feel like Kiki may be a little jealous of Tisha and her marriage, or I don't know what it is.
I agree
But
with that. I think Kiki was with a married man or something, because something is kind of something. You tell my business. You tell, oh, who you sleeping with, Kiki? Who's the
right,
legs that open for?
right. I don't know, but yeah, we'll be talking about it.
It
I'll
was
be talking about
something.
it tomorrow.
They must have been
But
like this.
I with her situation and what was discussed with Mel and Marceau, it wasn't like it was something that was discussed on the show. So why are you coming on the show that's my show? Because I'm very territorial too. Why are you coming on the show that's my show to discuss my business with a person that's supposed to be my enemy this season? Make that make sense for me. Because we can fight right here. Because
Okay, I would have slapped her right in. Take my name out your
yeah.
mouth.
So, and I agree with Cotty. I allow no one to come from my family. Exactly.
Yes, never.
Exactly. Let me go
Family
to
members I like or dislike.
yes. And hi, Nihar.
Hey.
Oh, thank you, Nihar, for joining. We'll be ending maybe in another 20 minutes. So, did you want to take some callers, bring some people up to give their opinion on the
Oh,
show?
we can.
Yeah,
I'm happy
okay.
to be back. I missed you last week.
Yeah, I know. I missed
And
you
the week
too.
before I couldn't show my face. I was so sick.
Yes. No, I missed you too. So I'm glad we are back on. I'm definitely dropping this link for the last 20 minutes. Anybody that wants to come up and
Yes.
talk about their opinions of the show, because I think we've talked about everything. So
We did. I did want to ask you though, have you ever, even though it's on the OWN network, have you ever saw a show on the OWN network called Marry Me Now?
I've been watching it. I thought it was
I saw
crazy.
the first 3 episodes for them. I saw the first 4 episodes. It was really good.
All right.
No,
I'm gonna let
I got hands on it. Hold on 1 minute.
you have a device on.
I can't hear.
Here I come.
Okay.
How y'all doing?
How are
Just
you?
make sure you see
Hey.
my face. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now I agree with y'all was saying about Kiki. But if you really look at the show, Kiki didn't really say nothing. She said, well, then it make her have to look at her marriage because all the stuff has been said on Instagram and the Twitter and everything else. That's all she said. It will make her look. And she really didn't go into detail because she asked where her cousin was. She said, "Where's my cousin?" She said, "What is the other Mrs. Scott at?" You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, "Okay, what she then Kimmy said, well, then this is Melanie's party. Melanie didn't invite her, okay?" And so she then Melanie one said something, and then yeah, Kiki should have stepped in too. And I would agree that she should step in, but Kiki really didn't say nothing like, you know what I'm saying? it made her have to look at her marriage, and it really did. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't believe he went no Africa by himself. I really don't. If you
Yes,
believe that, you've been living on the rock somewhere, and you believe Monso went to Africa by himself. Okay, I don't believe that mess. You can go and get that mess right there. And I believe coleslaw. You know, me and you talk about this, Candace. You know, I believe coleslaw. He was messing out with coleslaw friend. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why. I happen to like Lewis and Tiffany. I do. I don't know because they didn't say nothing. I said, well, Tiffany. I really do believe that. Said, Tiffany. Maso and Tisha was having problems right there in front of them. They couldn't do nothing but comment on it. It was having problems right there in front of them. And I would have kind of comment too. He wasn't making no judgment about it. He just commenting on it. And that's all it was. And Monso wanted to be mad at somebody. And so what if he had pillow talk with his wife? Okay, so what? Okay, if I'm next to my man and we seeing what's going on and we having conversation about it, okay, yeah, it was wrong for somebody to go back and say something to somebody else in the group, about the pillow talk. But you know what I'm saying? That's all it was. So I happen to like Tiffany and Lewis. I don't care. I don't really care what nobody else say. Like I said, Tiffany was really. She really told the truth. She said he loved her and her son very unconditionally, and she said I found out. He was my soulmate, and that's why she said she can be a better wife. The love that he showed her ex showed her, she can be a good, better wife to Lewis. And sometimes that works out that way. It might not work out the way we think it should work out. Some things happen in relationships. And she said that I think in the back of her mind, she probably do ever regret it, ever leaving him. You know what I'm saying? Cause like Melanie said, you broke his heart. She said I did, and you see, she was about to tell Melanie it's okay. At least she being honest about it because other people is not being honest about their feelings like that. They ain't talking about they wanted to be a gold digger, okay?
so, so
Okay, Tiffany came right
you
out and
think
said, Tiffany came right out and said, yes, I want a man got more money. I want a different lifestyle, okay? Yes, I do. She came
she
right
did
out and
not
said,
come?
mostly,
She did not come right
huh?
out. The first season, they were so secretive, and I muted everybody because there was a little feedback, but I'll unmute you guys soon. So I agree with some of what you're saying, but not all. I like Lewis, but I don't like Tiffany. But I don't think they were transparent when they first got on the show. We had to wait till the second season to meet Tiffany, and we all know why she's being transparent because they got a lot of backlash for not talking on the season that they were on. So I don't see it
But it was their first season
lovably.
though. It was their first, and she told Destiny. She told Destiny. Destiny asked her. This asked her about her background. She said, "I come from a foster home background. My mom gave me." She told Destiny, and she ain't go in full detail like she did with Melanie. She ain't go full dead like she did with Melanie, but she and her and Melanie close like that. So it's a whole different trans conversation and communication. Like if me and you were so close and we talking, I can tell you anything. But if I know you out the back like she did Destiny, I'm not gonna tell you all my business like that. No, no, no. It's just certain things you don't need supposed to know about me. You know what I'm saying? Till I get a chance to know you. And her mountain and know one another. And that's all it is to it. I happen to like them. And I don't know why everybody got a problem. But I still think Stormy ass is thirsty. It says she dehydrated. Somebody need to get her a bottle of water so she can drink her thirst. Cause babe, she get on my nerves, honey. Cause every time I look up, honey, she was. I don't blame Tiffany. Yeah, I would have said the same thing too. I would got smart with you and Kimmy both. Baby dog, yeah, y'all act like it's 12 years old. Y'all like y'all 12. This high school, we grown ass, and I don't have to tell you truth. I don't have to tell y'all bitch shit about me. What you want to know about me for? You
So
need to go find out who that linebacker is who Maurice having that affair with. That's who you need to find out, bitch. That's who you need to find out. You need to find out nothing about me. You need to go find out about that linebacker that your man having an affair with, honey. That's because all of them having
so
affairs, honey.
right. So I'm gonna let Hannah respond, and then I'm gonna let Kari talk. But yeah, I'm enjoying this discussion. Lovable Lee. And then I have my thoughts on it too. So I'm gonna mute you and I'm gonna let
Okay.
Hannah speak.
Can you hear me? Okay, I'll say a couple of things. One, I don't feel like the transparency that's coming from Tiffany and Lewis is honest. I feel like they just had to say something because they weren't just criticized on the show; they were criticized on social media, but way more than the cast. And I also feel like I think Tisha cousin said more than enough that she shouldn't have said, and that's all that they showed filming. We don't know. For Kimmy, Kimmy has been a very mutual person throughout every season. For Kimmy to be so offended that she went back, it had to be more than just that part that they showed us on the screen. Like, you know how we'll see shows and we'll look back and they'll have reunions and they'll show deleted episodes and deleted parts. I feel like there's a lot that we didn't even see that was discussed. And not even that. If you ask me as my family, first of all, you should already know me, knowing you can't even ask me anything about my family. Melanie even was able to part her lips to ask her something. So therefore she knew that the girlfriend was going to run tape. And I also feel like the way they filmed, they might have said, well, you can only be filming on this episode if you're going to say something worth filming. So she had to come out there, get her little 5 seconds of fame, and say something that makes her get more than one scene. So I feel like everybody had their own part, and I do not agree with it. They are transparent. I feel like they're saying bits and pieces and parts just so people don't be on their back like they were first season that they filmed, and I just feel like they bring nothing to the show. To me, they bring absolutely nothing to the show. I do feel bad for Tiffany, for her father and her parents, whatever. I mean, I wish that on no one. So for that, the only part of sympathy I have for her, other than that, I can give two shits. I'm crap. Sorry, two craps about none of them really being on here because they bring no value to the show. Like they need to go back to the original concept, like you said, Candy. Like, make it about real estate, make it about building. Even though I don't f with Martell like that, I see him trying to bring the business part out the way it first was. That's the only part I agree with, his little bald headed ass so behind about. Cause I don't like him at all. But at least when they're starting to do the business, like if they focus on the real estate, Black the club that you have now, things like that, we need something different on the show that we're not seeing now. We had that, and now they coming with. They might as well be on VH1 at this point because it's giving me love and hip hop with wealth.
Right. Well, thank you, Hannah. I wanted to acknowledge Crystal Rawls' comment. She said Lewis has to do damage control for Tiffany. I 100% agree. But go ahead, Cotty. What are your thoughts on everything?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Uh, let's see. With the Stormy situation and Tiffany, I'm sorry, I've done that to people before. Like, oh my gosh. If you talking to me, especially Tiffany was saying nothing for like, oh gosh, it went on and on. And I can't even imagine how much was cut out of there. I would have zoned out too, quite frankly. And I probably would have told her too, like, yeah, I zoned out, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. You have to hold my attention for me to keep listening. I'm sorry. And talk about stuff that I care about. Otherwise, I'm gonna zone you out. As for Lewis, like I don't know. I'm still on the fence about Lewis. I don't like Tiffany. And it's nice that she acknowledged the fact that she's a gold digger. So I don't feel bad calling her a gold digger now. And how terrible do you have to be to completely decimate your marriage because you wanted more money? This man was out there working every single day to try and provide for you. And you just was like, I want some more money. Girl, I got no sympathy for you. I don't like you. I'm not going to like you.
Shout out to Young Rich Skinny. Hashtag love yous at events. She says hashtag support Tiffany. So you and Lovable Lee are on the same side. Young Rich. Good to see you. Yeah, but I definitely I feel a way about Tiffany. I had a phone call. Did we discuss Ariane? No. Tomorrow, Crystal, I will be discussing Ariane uh and her non having lives or whatever she's trying to do on YouTube tomorrow on my channel. So we'll discuss her. I didn't post any of her lives this weekend because they were so short. Um, so tomorrow I'll be discussing her, and I might play one of them during that live. But we'll discuss Miss Coleslaw because I didn't used to call her that. I called her by her name, but she's coleslaw to me now because she's showing how raggedy she is. So, Cotty, I know, aren't you Team Ariane, Cotty? Or I don't know. You may not be since you watch the show.
No, I just used to troll you. I'm not Team Ariana. When I didn't watch the show, I knew you didn't like her, so I would be like, "Yeah, Ariana thick," but no, I don't have
I
a
can't
feeling
say that
about
I
her
didn't.
one way or the other.
Yeah, I can't say that I didn't like her because I've been the other woman too. But if you're gonna be the other woman, play your part, boo. Play your part. Like she's doing it wrong, but she shouldn't. With Ariane, I mean, I'll just say this, and I like I said, I've been the other woman, and I do not support that. I'm a married woman now, but these new side chicks are a whole nother story now. And she wanted to be seen, and what she didn't understand was this man was married to this woman for many years, and all she was a plaything. Because as quiet as it's kept, I'll talk a little bit about it. As quiet as it's kept, Ariane was one of many. She's the one that's like hung around. She's the one that chose to have his child. So it's, I mean, if if you're gonna be the side chick and be proud of it, do it right. That's all I have to say about that. So, and I'm not condoning it, but yeah. Um, Young Rich said Martell is actually not that bad this season so far. Yeah, Martell is. Oh, Hannah, let me unmute you, and you
I
guys
said
can.
that. This is the first season I liked him.
I'm still, the jury is still out for me.
I I I, I like him separately. It seems like Martell married and Martell single are two different Martells. I don't
Hmm.
believe Melanie was wrong. I don't believe he's wrong. I feel like they just shouldn't have been together. You can love someone and you're just toxic for each other.
Yeah, and NQ said it. Coleslaw is trash.
Complete trash.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts from any of you lovely ladies on the panel? I'll unmute you, Lovable Lee.
She got self-esteem issues because when somebody call you a pessimist, I mean, he talked about us so bad on TV. You won't be get back in my panties. I'm sorry. You won't be get back in these panties. You got to go somewhere else. So she got some self-esteem problem. I'm like Funky D with cabbage. You need to get coleslaw some help. Okay, because that what she needs. She don't need to be no man right now. She needs to be trying to take care of the baby and trying not to keep up with what Melanie doing. Because every time Melanie put a post out on Instagram or something, here she come with a post with Montel in the background. Okay, don't nobody got time for this. Okay, Melanie do not want that man no more. And I'm really, like I said, like we all tell him, Melanie is still hurt because y'all keep on doing bull, and you keep on doing bull, baby. Where your ring at? He not opposed to you, okay? So you kind of play these little petty little games, and he ain't not studying about you no more, okay? He ain't doing my kind of get his penis wet, okay, and move on, okay? Because they say he got other women. So you got some self-esteem issues going on, and you need to leave that man alone and go get you some help, okay? Because you keep talking about the show is bad for you. If the show's so bad for you, why you trying to get on there then? Because that's what you trying to do, and you ain't doing. You make yourself look bad. You make yourself
Exactly.
look bad. I mean, just truly bad out here. And I hate. I mean, just like Candy said, I'm been the other woman too, and I used to have low self-esteem too. I really did, but I'm not that girl no more. And right now, when you got this baby now, it should make you want to grow up because you got a baby to take care of now. You want him to be in your life and stuff. So, oh, she got two babies. I ain't
She
know
has
this.
two. She has her
Because
daughter, and then she has her
you
son by
can't be out
virtue.
here. That's what I'm talking about. You can't be out here getting your kid carried away like that. Okay, you got to set an example for a woman that you want your son to be with. Okay, so you can't be out here doing that right there. Okay, and I'm just speaking for an example because I've been there. And you got to get your. I wish my sisters out there, all my sisters, white, black, Japanese, whatever country you come from, get their self esteem together because these men take advantage of it. You got to get your self esteem together. And that's why I
Yeah,
believe what happened to Melanie. Melanie had no self esteem when she met my Montel. You know what I'm saying? She really did not really that was what the problem was. She didn't have no self esteem. And he took that horse and he ran with it.
yeah. So I 100% agree with you. Like with Ariana, I'm not gonna. I've never completely bashed her because to me that's just a young lost black woman. So I will never just throw her away. The choices she's making right now, she has to live with them. Now she has a child by a man that had a wife. Yes, he divorced his wife, but he didn't. He's not rushing to be with her. So that's what she has to pay for. But will I bash her? No, I'm not gonna bash this young
He didn't
lady.
divorce Melanie divorced him. He didn't
Yeah,
even not want the
e-
divorce. That's the
exactly.
thing talking about. You was the side piece, baby. Number one, you probably kept your mouth closed, baby dog. I'm gonna tell you what the sad people do. Sad people keep our damn mouth closed. He supposed to be campaigning for your damn apartment, drying that motherfucker, driving the goddamn and say whatever he's gonna buy you. Keep your mouth closed. That's what y'all bitches don't need to know how to do. You don't know how to keep your damn mouth closed when the shit comes up. Okay? I'm gonna tell you something. You know this sometime back in the day, baby, you didn't never hear about the woman. This what happened to what's her name, Sandra Bullock. Don't you know when Sandra Bullock won that Oscar? Right soon after Sandra Bullock came out, that girl, the mission started coming. I'm having sex with her husband. You know what? Because you got mad because she was in the paper. She got famous. She was already famous. You know what I'm saying? She was on the scene and she just won that Oscar. And you would say, I want to be famous too. You know what you get famous for? You got famous because you was his side piece. Huh? Because you was his side, because you happy, you broke up a marriage. Child, shut the hell up, okay? I'm tired of all y'all side pieces. You'll not be no side piece no more, okay? You'll not be no side piece, okay? You supposed to keep the shit moving. If the wife come to you, just like Voltaire did. The wife called not what Tiger Woods say. If she called you, you don't know shit, okay? We're gonna play this shit out, okay? Number one, you thought it was him. You should never text him. He said you told you going to bed. So you should know. You not going to bed? What's going on? I ain't not gonna answer that phone. He told me he's going to bed. Okay. So you not be no side piece. So you shut your damn mouth up. If the man paying your bills, I'm not going. I'm not. I'm looking. I'm not going for to be no side piece. You gonna be side piece? Be side piece. Right? Keep your damn mouth closed.
Right. So I know those are your final thoughts. I'm gonna drop you on down because we're about to end soon. But thank you for joining me. I
Love
love
you.
having these talks
Hi,
with you.
hi, Candace.
What
What's your name, Miss
people,
Darling? What's her name?
Chef Hannah and Cotty,
Hey, Cardi. I seen Cardi many times. Hey, Cardi, baby. Love you.
but Chef
What's up,
Hannah.
Shakana? Okay, I love the blonde hair, baby. Look good on her.
But Lovable Lee, what other shows do you watch? Because I want to start reviewing
Oh
some more
man,
shows.
it's so many out there. I watch. I don't think have. Let me see. I can't wait till the new season of selling Sunset and selling
Oh,
Temple in Florida.
okay.
I like them two shows on Netflix.
I think
It
me and
was
Cotty
another.
reviewed, or me and Hannah reviewed. I think selling. Who was it? Selling Tampa. One of those we reviewed.
Yeah, I like
So
those. I like them two shows. I just got my Netflix back, so I seen all the little reality TV shows on there. I'm really not into African famous. I don't try to get into that. I'm not
it's
into that.
good.
And then
I love it.
somebody trying to get me into the 90-day fiance. I'm not
Yeah.
into that neither. I'm not into that neither. Now I got into the bling. What's it called? The bling empire with the Japanese people with the Asian people on Netflix. I like that. That's cool. But it's a lot of programs that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of
All
stuff.
right.
It's just like it's pulling on what my taste is. Because my taste is my. I mean, I go through everything to see what I watch. You know what I'm saying? Because I watch all the apps that I can afford afford to get one, I go back and I watch. You know what I'm saying? So, like on another blogger, they don't like Huntsville, Love and Mary's. Love and Mary's Huntsville. They don't like it. They
Yeah.
don't like it at all.
Well,
So I mean, like, so what
you
you talking? She said, no, I don't like it. So, and I can
you all
understand.
will
So,
can find it here. I've been reviewing it for almost 2 years
yeah.
now. So
I know you
so
have, but you don't talk about it. You know, black on black you are. Because my other blogger, Cheryl World, said, I just got into I said, it's good. I said, to me, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Candy Gang. Don't nobody like Candy Gang. They say it's a bunch of
well,
mess. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this. Shout out to So Debonair. I don't know if you watch him, but he had an interview, him and Busy Blue had an interview with a castmate on there, right? It may be going on still right now. But be sure to check that out. Go to his channel. He's
I'm subscribed his channel. I subscribe his channel. I be trying to get everybody. I be trying to get everybody I love, and I can't watch everybody I love live. I can't. I can't.
I know
So
this is a
please,
prime time we do go on a lot, but thank you
please.
for joining me.
Yes, I love you too. I love you, and
Oh,
I hope you have a good night. I'm gonna check out the Red Hot for Johannesburg. They said it's good. I
yes.
heard that it's good. They said it's good.
So yeah, I keep hearing about this show. So Cotty mentioned it, Nihar mentioned it, and now Young Rich. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to check that out.
yeah,
Real
we gotta
Housewives
check that
of
out.
Johannesburg.
Other than that, y'all have a good night, and and
Thank
also happy
you.
Holy Week. Happy Holy Week.
All right. Happy Holy Week. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.
All right. Cotty, any final thoughts on anything? Let me unmute you.
Oh, uh, let's see. I don't know that I have any final thoughts. Y'all know that I like Kimmy and I like Stormy. That's about it. But I
Well,
do like the show in general. But I do miss the comeback group or the premise of the comeback group because it apparently never worked.
mm-hmm. Well, you know that Schultz, which is the Scott and Holt
Mm-hmm.
name that Marceau had, that Marceau has was Martell and Melody in all of their companies. So
Mm-hmm.
previously in the past, they actually were able to do business together, but I just don't know what happened when they brought it to TV. And so they, on this episode, they talked about Martell. Well, the next episode, Martell is gonna talk to them about buying back into Schultz, which was Scott's and Holt's. So
Yes.
so we'll see how that goes. Tisha's talking about she don't trust Martell no more. I really wish that they could separate the personal from the business, but with me and Connie, no.
Mm.
It's,
I'm
it's
trying to
very
figure out
hard.
what beef does Tisha have with Martell? Is it because the 20 women comment that he said to Marceau? Because she
Martell
kept
has done a
trying
lot.
to mend her friendship with Mel. But you
Martell,
never just
I'll
Martell just said that once and then you can't trust him, but you keep running the
no,
Melody.
Martell has done stuff. I'll just say this: Tisha and Melody were friends. Martell having all of his situations going on, and then bringing the brothers into it. That's still, excuse me, that's still low key affecting her marriage with her husband. And then Melody's her friend when everything went down. Instead of what did they say on one of those reunions? Martell called Tisha, I think, and was with her. He was with somebody, I forgot. Or no, Melody hung out
What
with
Marceau?
Marceau.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a lot of stuff that has happened behind the scenes that it's just too much. Martell has brought a lot of drama to the situation because of the fact that he not only cheated with Ariane, he cheated with other women in the city. So it's
Yeah, but
Martell.
that ain't got nothing to do with Tisha.
No, but when you're running a business and your reputation is known, that kind of when it runs or bleeds into what you're trying to do business wise and your public reputation, that hurts the business. So Tisha is right because I would feel the same way if I'm trying to have a business with somebody and they're a known cheater. Now it's on TV. You've had a baby and all this other stuff. Why are people or why will people trust what we have going on when this person has a negative reputation? Like business is everything, and people can say, "Oh, it don't mean nothing," and no, Marketing 101. Your reputation means everything. You are building your brand. And if your brand is tarnished because you can't even get your personal life together, I don't want to do business with you. And that's all that it is. So I'm with Tisha on that. That's the whole reason why Chris didn't want to do business with him.
I mean, yeah, but then Tisha should probably separate her business life from her husband with all the doggone.
And when you don't have your personal affairs in control, how can you have business affairs in control and your personal life is a mess? Like
all their personal lives is a mess.
But the thing is, though, Tisha and Marceau are keeping up this facade. And I don't know who I was watching. I can't even remember who. But Tisha and Marceau are keeping up this facade that they have the Partridge family. They're the perfect family or whatever. And so all we can go based off of with their marriage is speculation. With Martell, he got the baby. We can't speculate anymore because he got the baby. That's the proof. That's what hurt him. Marceau has yet for a child to come out. Now, allegedly, there are children, but he has not acknowledged that child. So we don't even know if that's really his child, and that's the difference. So, but yeah, in the business world, the corporate world, your family being married, that's a status symbol. And so Martell messed up his status symbol by cheating with Coleslaw and getting her pregnant. The evidence was there, and that's just my personal opinion of that. Oh goodness. Crystal says Stormy better keep her husband off the show. These people are under a magnifying glass. Right? And Young Rich said Letitia be saying she can't trust any and everybody except that low down tacky stylist who have her dressed like leftover roadkill every reunion. She needs to check her priority.
Not roadkill. I don't like her dress.
She just read Tisha for filth though. But she right. She is all the way right.
She's a beautiful woman. I don't like the way
I don't know. The color choices are okay, but it's just the style of the color choices. Like if you're gonna wear an orange, I would go with a more conservative toned down look with my orange versus I don't know. She looked like she straight out the 2000s when we was wearing the pants showing our thongs and the belly rings and I don't know. She just reminded me that's her style and I don't get it. And Tisha's, I think she's older than us. So she comes off young, but she's actually older than we are.
So I guess she dressed like a nana then.
I don't know. But she needs to get it together. But I do agree, business wise, I do agree with her because reputation is everything in regards to business. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't have your personal matters intact, then why can we trust business? That's the same with some jobs. Like with my position that I'm in, they did a credit check. If my credit wasn't the best, then I would not have gotten the job. So a lot of people, especially when they're loaning you money and getting in business with you, they look at how you handle your personal matters and your finances. So it is what it is. You got to have everything in order. Crystal said Mel lost her stylist when she outed her. Are you talking about the cousin that was with Martell? Mel stylist? Hannah, you muted. Did you mute yourself?
No, you muted me, damn it.
Oh, I thought I unmuted
you. Oh, you're just talking in the background. You mean Marceau?
No, Mel.
No, the hairdresser was with Marceau.
The hairstylist was with Marceau. This was supposed to be Mel's alleged cousin. So yeah. So that was when Tisha, I believe that was when Tisha and Mel fell out because of the fact that Mel's stylist / cousin was messing around with Marceau, and the stylist is supposed to be the person that has this alleged child. I would show the child, but I've been told not to. So.
That's his child, but I agree, don't show it. But that's his child.
Yeah.
Girl, who is?
But I feel like Tisha was raised by Wanda, and you know how back in the day, the kid and the mistress was living around the corner, and no one said anything to the wife. And I feel like that's how Tisha and Marcel was running their household. Like, I'm pretty sure if he does have outside kids, I'm pretty sure Tisha knows, but she gonna stand by her man, and she's gonna be like the old school wives that allowed it to go on as long as she's taken care of. And I really feel like she's not oblivious to anything. She knows everything that's going on, and she's gonna stick beside him. So, I mean, as long as I feel like I'm gonna be honest. Yes, Martell had the baby, this and that, but Melanie put their business out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then she got mad. Everybody talking about me. But you put the business out there for people to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this
She
though.
first season she burst out, and he even Martell ain't crap, but he even said it. He was like, "You said this." Like she put all their business on Front Street.
But
Honestly, I
let
wouldn't
me
have did
say
this.
this. Let me say this though. She put it on Front Street because she thought the situation was over. Because we of course we found out that she had first found out about the mistress prior to the show even starting.
Mm-hmm.
So they settled it then because I guess they
Well,
went
she
through
knew
this.
for 5 years.
Let me say this: 5 years going into, I guess, like a year or two ago. But when Mel and Martell started this show in 2017, at that point it was probably 2 years. And so when she found out about this, they around that time they so-called, and this is based off of what's been told to us, they were separated at that time. That's when Mel did what she did. And then when the show happened, because it was supposed to be about real estate, they came back together, decided that they were going to work things out and do it for the show. But the thing was, what happened on the show is Martell was still talking to this woman, and the woman called. So therefore, it was brought to the show because after we done decided to let bygones be bygones, this situation is over. You are now still dealing with this woman, and she's calling my phone now, and so that's where we get the whole Marceau hanging with Mel and all of that. And so he every I'll just say this, every time he was supposed to cut it off with coleslaw, he kept it going. Fast forward to the pandemic. Mel and him get pregnant. They have the little honey bun baby. I forgot what they call that baby, but that baby looked like a honey bun to me. But she's so cute. But they have that baby, and all of a sudden Ariana's pregnant again. So now COVID is going on, and you're supposed to be with me. You got Ariana pregnant, and she's talking about she's deciding to keep the baby. So not only do you got her pregnant, she's talking about that she's keeping this baby as if she's let go of other babies. So it
But
just
she did
becomes,
have that one that she terminated.
yeah, it just becomes
Yeah.
messy because not only was Mel bringing it out, but Ariane brought it out too. I'm a religious fan of this show, so real time, I saw what happened with everything as it transpired, the timeline, because I've been following Ariane. So Ariane can't say, "Oh, they talk about in business, they do this." She put her own business out there. She go live. I've seen her on there's a channel that I follow, Original Love and Marriage Huntsville, Straight No Chaser. She was friends with that woman, interview with her, that was put out there. So it's just they can't always blame Melody when they put their own business out there. That's all I have to say about that. Ariana has put it out there. She talking about she need to get paid because they talking about her, they bullying her. No, honey. You put your own business out there when you went to these other bloggers and wanted to tell on Mel and all the head she gave and all this other stuff, and you thought Martell was gonna be with you, and he wasn't. Because then we get last year another woman coming out saying she was with Martell. So nobody's hands are clean. And that is truly how I feel about it. Oh, and hey, empathetic star seed, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Thank you for hitting that like button. What happened to Stormy when she was 12? Do y'all know? Wait, I thought Tiffany was talking about herself. Stormy basically calling her out made her feel like she was a 12-year-old. But what happened to Stormy when she was 12?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. And thank you, Cotty, for welcoming. Oh, hey, Spacezilla. Yes, this is the first live. We talk about reality TV. But thank you for joining. Empathetic Starcy said Mel was pregnant before Sugar Mama. Yes, and Mel, I think, either had a miscarriage or aborted that child. I believe so. She was pregnant before Sugar Mama. And she also said, I have seen this from the first episode. Me too. So we know what's been going on the scenes and behind the scenes. Like it's a lot to keep up with. When I started my YouTube channel, now going on 2 years ago, me and Hannah, I think, were covering the show. But at that time, it was in like its second or third. It was in the second season.
Second season.
But I've been
the first. We did the first.
We did the second season. I think. Well, maybe we did the first. I
Because
think
Renee was with the first one.
Okay, so yeah, me and my best friend, we covered the first season, and then Hannah joined me. We covered the second season. So I've been covering this show since it started, and it's been just bullshit on Coleslaw's part for a long time. That's why I said she needs to play her part. And there were things that came out about this show behind the scenes because not only do I have friends in Huntsville, my husband has friends. So there are things that I know that aren't on this show. So that's why I'm not as sympathetic to some of these people as other people would be. Let's bring up Sadart. Let me drink my drink on that.
What
So
about
now Mr. Sadar in October was charged with sexual assault or something of that nature. But one of my good friends, she's from Huntsville, has had dealings with Sadar when he was not with his wife. So birds of a feather flock together. None of these men are innocent. The only people that I genuinely do not like are Tiffany. I like Lewis, but I don't like Tiffany, and I don't know Stormy. These are characters that came later on that weren't necessarily, to me, authentic in their presentation on the show. So that's how I feel about it. And I'm sorry. Empathetic says she thought she was being sarcastic. Oh, thank you, Spacezilla. Younger said, why was Stormy so shook then? When?
I'm
When was
confused.
Stormy
talking
shook?
about the pajama party?
I think because Tiffany got smart when she was like, that's like asking me if I'm a 12-year-old.
I don't think that was being smart. Like, stop bringing up old stuff.
Yeah.
I do think Stormy was messy in that, because why you insert yourself in that conversation?
Okay.
Exactly. So, any more thoughts on the show? I wanted to talk more about
I'll
this.
say my final thought.
Okay.
My final thought is, honestly, love and children and kids cannot make a marriage work. Sometimes people, in Mel and Martel's case, sometimes you don't need to be together even though you have love. Sometimes people just need to separate to just find themselves separately and grow that way. And I think they both will be better without each other. I feel like once, and it's not going to be easy because I've been through that divorce and that child custody battle. I've been through all that, and it's not easy. It is, especially when you have been dealing with, cheating and controlling and all that. It's hard. But I feel like maybe a couple years from now, if they're still filming, it'll be different. So hopefully, I feel like, not for them sake, because I don't care about Martell or Melanie, honestly. For the kids' sake, I feel like hopefully they can come to an agreement, because when kids involved, you got to take your own emotion out of it. And also, Tiffany and Lewis can get the hell off the show.
All right.
That's my final thoughts.
I agree. Because I feel like Melody and Martell are being childish. And I get that they're newly divorced. I just hope that this is not going to be the next 18 years of their life, because that's sad.
Mm-hmm. Any other final thoughts, Scotty?
No.
All right. Well, my final thoughts. I just want to thank you all for joining. This was fun. Be sure to check me out tomorrow. When I talk about, I'll be talking a lot about Ariana and her lives, but my Love and Marriage Huntsville afterthoughts. Next week we will be doing He Say She Say. We're taking a break this week, so join us on All Things Popcorn next week. Wednesday, check me out with So Debonair and Champagne Things, and then Thursday, check me out on Triggered Thursdays, I will be talking about Courtney Taylor and the black man that she stabbed. And I'm gonna be talking about why we as black women we sit in the South, sis. We sit in the South. So, but thank you all for joining. Thank you, Vicky Black. Thank you, Spazilla, for joining as well. Make sure you subscribe to all of the ladies here up here.
When is the sit out conversation?
Thursday.
Okay,
Thursday. Yes. But bye, everybody. This was fun. I went over my time because y'all know I only do an hour. We did an hour and 20 minutes. But all right, I'm gonna play my little song and then we are out. Bye, everybody. But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited